How was it?
Well, it went smoothly. So, as far as I'm concerned, the way I was registered.
So, are you satisfied so far with the process?
Well, the entire process has a lot of hiccups. But let me start by acknowledging the effort of Mr. Kone and his people at ECSL. This is not an easy task, but we're entering the 5th day today of registration. To date, we have experienced, but there are reports of a series of shortcomings. I do hope Mr. Kone and his people are very much aware of this, and they will take care of them. Starting with faulty computers, very delayed startup. Sometimes there is no start at all. I know I can also see human resource constraints. There's only one computer in a big center like this. I think we need a series of computers. I'm sure he's also experiencing human resource constraints. And I think as of today, I want to make it known that this country has to push more for digital education, right from elementary school, if we can afford it, up to university. I can see the way they are operating the machines. I know there are incapabilities, insufficient training, but more so insufficient use of computers. And of course, I can see even furniture, the type of furniture I've seen in the registration process really are not anything to write home about. We need to invest in proper logistics and proper equipment. So I do believe, as I said earlier, that Mr. Kone and his people are very much aware of all of these hiccups. And I think we have 30 days. We've done, we're the 15th, we're the 5th day. I'm sure we have another 25 days to go. It shall be well.
With all these challenges, what will be your message to people to still come out and register?
It's very simple. We should realize the status of this country. We're a developing country. We are not like a developed country. Otherwise, the developed countries have been doing some digital electronic registration, electronic voting. That would have eased the process. But these are aspects that we need to look up to in transforming Sierra Leone into a digital country. I think it can be done over the years. So I think I will only encourage NEC officials, where machines are breaking down, let them use manual registration. They need to fast track the process. So the people, I will just have to appeal to them to stay calm, be patient. Anyone who is eligible to register, that is anyone who is today, as of today, this date of registration has reached the age of 18 and therefore eligible to register, should be made to register. It doesn't matter how long it takes. There is no law that gives a timeline for registration. There is no law that gives a timeline for the number of registration centers should be established. Everybody must be given an opportunity to register. It doesn't matter where the person lives. It's the responsibility of NEC to ensure that everybody registers. So if NEC has to move away to increase the number from now, we now have something like 630 or so, 6,300. I mean, 6,300. We need to move away from that. We can go up to 10,000 as long as everybody is given the opportunity to register. What next we need? ESL would actually require financing, and that is the responsibility of government to provide the necessary financing. We cannot afford anybody to be disenfranchised just because we have technical inconveniences. It's not right.
First-time voters also.
Yes, I heard about that as well.
I'm looking forward to
we need a mechanism whereby these people can be identified as easily as possible and where they can be allowed to register as easily as possible.
Okay, now, Dr. Samura, maybe your
your constituent may ask you, why should we register?
Who?
Your constituents.
Why should
They register?
Maybe
Why should
they might watch you
They
on
should
telly.
be. Everybody who will achieve the age of 18 as of June 24, 2023 can register now. Must be made to register. Unless you give me the impression that on the eve of the 24th of June 2023, when they achieve that age, then they can register. Some could be 18 as of next year. Some could be as 18 by the end of this year or at the end of this month. I think you have to give people an opportunity. Look forward. Development is about looking forward.
Some people are still at home and saying, I don't see the essence of registering. I prefer to stay at home and go about my normal business.
Yes, I think that has to do with the politics of this country. People must be given a fair treatment. People must be encouraged to have confidence in the political system. But this is the time that people have an opportunity to choose their leaders. People who will pilot their lives for the next 5 years. If the politics is good, the politics provide the enabling environment, people have confidence. It's because people don't have confidence in the politics of the system. And that's why those of us who are pushing up in the political world must change our tactics, must change our attitude, must give people the impression, and they must believe in us. That when we come, we'll work for them and not for ourselves.
So, Dr. Samura, the issue of violence has been a concern. I believe not only you and other election management bodies. So, what are you saying to Sierra Leoneans in terms of denouncing violence?
Violence is not good for any country, developed or undeveloped. Violence is not good for development. If you want to develop a country as fast as you can, you have to remain peaceful, you have to remain united. Because as I keep saying, for many people, politics is an end game. Politics should not be a career, it's not a career, it's not an end game. It's a means to an end, it's not an end in itself. You must not believe that if you lose in politics, that's the end of your life. No, you must look elsewhere. And that's the difficulty we have in politics of Sierra Leone. We don't have any entry requirements. There are no barriers to entry. Every Jack and Jill can just come up, say, I want to be president, I want to be a member of parliament, I want to be a councillor. We need some minimum credible criteria: integrity, intellectual capacity, honesty, a good track record, what you have done for your people. I think we need some of these over time, but it's like a free-for-all now. Some people look into politics as a way of life. No, it's not a way of life. You enter, after your term, you leave, somebody else comes and takes your place. That's why it is always time. Presidential tenure is 5 years, isn't it? It's 5 years. If you do well, you are given another opportunity. If you don't do well, you go, somebody else comes. That person does not do well, he might not even finish 5 years. The people must be given the right to choose their leaders.
Okay, sir. Now you don't do the registration process now. Tell family now how it be looking like we come for do you registration.
Family now do me na Samura Kamara, APC flag bearer for 2018 elections, and I aspire back for the flag bearer of the APC for 2023. I don't can register. I want to tell the staff them, thank you for the smooth way where I see them go. And I want to tell Mr. Kone and people them also. But of course, not to me they talk this, so a lot of reports don't come about the limitations, about the shortcomings by the registration. The machine, I see long queue. When I enter, now one great machine I see. I think that is not right. We get more machines. Then, even the furniture, the table, I asked, I said, this someone not able to get and say, I didn't supply one. If I get away, I can get a new table. I think the convenience, the environment where person they work, it make the person work good. They feel good where they work. But they are struggling here. They are struggling. I don't be feel safe. The way they are being crowded. Even environmentally, not good. for breathe the good air. But business as it may, I will not find myself at this level of development. When they go forward, we go learn from their mistakes there, so from their shortcomings there. They'll move forward and do better. I'm sure by the next election, by the grace of God, until we get digital, on man go show na host, look na computer, he register or he vote. With the hope say something one day we in the diaspora, then self information, then self go to the area, the Sierra Leoneans. Then self go there, they register, then they vote.
So, Dr. Samura,
last question.
Development, na journey with the journey. But if find every stage, like you say, don't make progress. But if every stage they look back, you know good. So now they make people themselves they're frustrated.
So Saloma, they listen to you. NEC and other players are able to the leaders of the various political parties.
Wonderful.
From MEC go talk to supporters when they come out and register.
Yes, we don't do that one day. And I think one man for understand say once in a lifetime, every 5 years, you get time for vote and choose your leader. You are who you want. But if you say you know they can't register, you know they can't vote, then if they go choose so the country will not be Nanti or Amadou Kamara, we not be Nanti, you don't go play possible. You don't go blame anybody. So now I make a glady the way we put it in it kill long, them patient. One machine no do. ESL, the for and get many machines. No law no say now one machine no more for day. No law no say now one center no more for day. Make as many centers as you can, then you reach the voter.
Thank you.